So this morning I noticed that there is a new version of Oxygen Builder that is on its way out. So the beta has just been released for Oxygen version 6, and it looks absolutely brilliant, to be fair. So I've been using Oxygen Builder for quite a number of years now, for a good couple of 3 years now, for building all my websites. So I used to do a lot of custom coded stuff. So I used to build themes from scratch and do it all that sort of way, and use things like ACF fields and whatnot to build custom Gutenberg blocks. But while I was working at the agency that I was at before I went freelance, we started using Oxygen there for doing smaller sites. And when I went full-time on my own thing, I bought a lifetime license at that point in time, and I've used it ever since, and it's been absolutely fantastic. My website's built in it, all of my recent client websites are built in it, and it's absolutely fantastic. It kind of crosses the bridge between a page builder where it's all visual and the development side of things, so it's very much focused more on, you've got things like Elementor and Divi that are very much focused on helping people to build websites who have got no prior knowledge of coding or how HTML and CSS and all that kind of stuff works, and building websites up visually. And then you've got Oxygen, which is targeted very much at developers and people who know that side of the thing, but allowing you to do it in a visual way. So everything you can do with CSS and HTML in Oxygen you can do, but just in a visual format. And it looks like version 6 of Oxygen is going to take it to a whole new level. Looks really exciting. Surfly, who do Oxygen, they sort of branched off and started doing something called Breakdance, which was a little bit of a worry at the time, because everyone was kind of thinking, are they going to just kibosh doing anything to do with Oxygen and just focus everything on Breakdance? But it looks like with version 6 of Oxygen, they're bringing it completely back around, and they've actually got 80% of code base from Breakdance that's been integrated into Oxygen, so it's going to be a completely new thing, which is going to have loads and loads of cool benefits. So the look of it as well, it looks a hell of a lot like Webflow, which I've had a bit of experience using Webflow, and the UI of that was absolutely fantastic, to be fair. I just didn't like stuff like you were tied into hosting with them, so you had no control over the hosting. I didn't like how the CMS worked, and I didn't like how the pricing worked with Webflow either, which is why I went back to using Oxygen and solely using Oxygen, because you are completely free to choose where you host the website. It's all powered by WordPress, which is a fantastic CMS, and it's really, really easy to use. And now with Oxygen version 6, it's looking like it's going to be really, really exciting times now. So I'm mega excited about it, and I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So I haven't bothered downloading the beta as of yet, but I'm going to get that downloaded and have a play about with it. And then I'm just waiting patiently for the initial release of version 6 to come out, and then we'll properly get into it. By the looks of it, it's not going to be backwards compatible, so all of the websites that are built in Oxygen Classic, they're calling it, you're not going to be able to upgrade those directly from Oxygen 4.7 or whatever we're on at the moment up to version 6. So it's going to be a complete fresh rebuild of all those sites, but they are promising to be continuing to support Oxygen Classic and still be doing the updates as usual on there. So there's no mad rush. It's not just going to be getting to a certain day and all of those sites are going to die or be unsupported. So there's going to be plenty of time to obviously get those moved over and migrated onto version 6, which is then obviously where Oxygen is going to be taking the show. So yeah, exciting times, and I can't wait to see it all in action. So a couple of the main things that I'm really excited about is the variables bit. So at the moment with Oxygen, I am using something called Automatic CSS, which allows you to kind of set up all of your styling and whatnot separate to Oxygen, and it's done in a hell of a lot nicer way than the sort of standard Oxygen stuff. But the variable stuff, you can tell that's definitely been dragged straight through from Webflow. But that's going to be a game changer in terms of keeping everything in line with the style system. So obviously all of your typography, colours, spacing, units, all that kind of stuff can all be set. And a really exciting thing about that is you can do it once and then export it as a JSON file as well, which is going to be fantastic, because you can obviously set it up as like a template, and then you can pull that into every new project going forward from there. So that's really exciting. So I can't wait to give that a try, and that's going to get rid of one plugin for me already. So I'm going to be able to get rid of Automattic and just rely solely on Oxygen. The next thing that's really exciting in terms of the features is the reusable component stuff. So again, making components that you can build once and then just drag into obviously any other project from there. So a lot of design elements and whatnot, a lot of components that I build in the websites that I build. I don't do templates, but I do use obviously pre-made blocks. So stuff like an image, or like we've got on the screen there, bit of text on the left, an image on the right. I use those in every single project and then just redesign them and retweak them to match the design. So I'm excited about all that kind of stuff. So that's going to allow you to create a bunch of reusable components, from tiny things like your buttons all the way through to like what they're doing on the screen here and doing full hero sections. And then you can obviously save that project as a design set, which you can then pull into all of your future projects, which again is going to speed up development massively. And it's also going to make it better for the client side of things, where they'll just be able to obviously choose from hundreds of pre-made blocks, design once, build once, and then use over and over and over again. So that's a fantastic feature, and I'm really looking forward to that. Interactions. So again, this is something else that I'm looking forward to, because this is going to straight away remove the need for yet another plugin that I rely on at the moment, which is called Motion Page. So again, anytime you can remove as many plugins from WordPress as possible, the better. And this is another reason why I'm mega excited about this new Oxygen V6, because there's two plugins that I can get rid of straight away. So again, straight away looking like they're kind of trying to emulate what Webflow are doing. Obviously, Webflow have just bought GSAP a few months ago, so they're obviously leaning very much into the motion side of things, but Oxygen just bringing it in natively now within V6, where you can add all cool scroll animations and enter and exit animations and all that kind of stuff, and obviously make your websites look really nice. So excited about that. The overall look and feel of the UI looks miles better in terms of V6. So again, it's very much looking like Webflow, but it looks like they've simplified a hell of a lot of the menus and features and whatnot. So it's going to be really good to use. And then I've not had a proper look at this dynamic data stuff, but that looks like any data that's within the database within WordPress now can be pulled through to the within the design, and you can use those. You can set your custom fields, and yeah, it's going to be really cool. So features look awesome. I'm really excited as well about the fact that it looks like it's integrating a lot with how Breakdance have kind of gone. So having a component marketplace and things like an extensions marketplace. So automatically, with the lifetime version of Oxygen Classic, obviously I'm getting a free upgrade to the V6 when it comes out, but you also get the Breakdance forms. So this is going to be another plugin remover for me. So I use Fluent Forms at the moment, but the integration direct into Oxygen from an extension will probably be a lot better. So just using that natively, and then Breakdance elements. So again, there's 130 different elements. So this is going to get rid of yet another plugin which I use, which is Oxy Extras. And Breakdance elements is looking like it's going to be stuff like your off canvas. It's going to be stuff like mega menus. It's going to be all that kind of stuff. And there's over 130 different elements in there as well that you can just use and drag and drop into your designs. That just make everything a million times easier. And then I have moved away from doing WordPress WooCommerce websites. One, because I don't particularly like WooCommerce anymore. And I don't particularly think WordPress and WooCommerce is the best place for e-commerce, personally, from my experience. That being said, though, for smaller e-commerce sites and whatnot, I think it is pretty good. But Breakdance for WooCommerce is apparently really good. Again, I've not had a proper look at it, but the bits that I have seen look really exciting. So all in all, it looks like V6 is promising to be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, it looks like there's some big changes on the horizon, much needed changes, because Oxygen's a fantastic tool, and it looks like it's going to get even better. And yeah, can't wait for it to get my hands on it and start having a play with it. What I'm going to do at some point is I'm going to download the beta, and I'm going to download all of the breakdance extensions. I'm going to set it up on a test site, and I'm going to have a proper play about, and I'll do another video then of what I think first impressions are from coming from Oxygen Classic to moving to V6. And yeah, can't wait to have a look.